email scandal might have taken an important new turn for the worse in the last few days. In the last batch of emails that were released at the end of December, there's an email of Hillary to Jake Sullivan, one of her top staffers. And Sullivan had written Hillary and said, I want to give you this information, but I can't seem to send it to you over a secure server. So Hillary said, well, send it to me in non-secure form, non-paper. Cut off the heading so it doesn't say that it's classified, and just send it to me by regular fax or regular email. I think it was fax. Well, that came out, and it caused all hell to break loose, because this is an explicit direction by the Secretary of State to her staffer to send secure classified information over a non-secure and non-classified format. We don't know what was in that email or fax because it's redacted, because it's classified. Now, the Hillary maintains three defenses. First, she says it was never sent. Apparently, the staff guy reconsidered and figured out how to send it in a secure format. Well, that means nothing. She directed him to violate the law, and it lays the basis for believing that she may have done that in many, many instances. Secondly, she says that there was some material that he was going to communicate that was classified, and there were others that wasn't. And she was just telling him to send the non-classified stuff in a non-secure format so she could get to work on it while he figured out how to send the classified stuff. Well, there's no evidence of that. The email doesn't specify. It just says send it all, making no distinction between the two. And there probably was no classified information involved because the entire thing is redacted. And if there were unclassified stuff, it would not have been redacted when the State Department released it. The other point that I think is terribly important is that Hillary has portrayed herself as technically incompetent. In the emails, we see her asking aides for, Uma, how do I turn on the television set? How do I get Netflix? How do I tune into Madam Secretary or The Good Wife or whatever her favorite shows are? Well, that's probably accurate because Hillary can't type, I've said that before, and is not technically versatile. But yet she knew, rattled off the top of her head, how to send top secret information over an unsecured server. She sure knew that. And it was pretty complicated how to do it, and she rattled off the instructions, again giving rise to the thought that this has happened before. Now, this is taking place at a time when the FBI has leaked to Fox News that it has expanded its investigation of the email scandal to include the Clinton Foundation and the other parts of the Clinton operation. And since Uma Abedin worked in both the State Department and the Clinton Foundation, and Sidney Blumenthal sent a lot of those emails that were not classified, worked at the Clinton Foundation. That expansion of the investigation is very significant. In fact, over 100 FBI agents, according to the Fox report, have been asked to sign non-disclosure agreements, indicating how broadly this investigation is now being conducted. But the other fact that's fascinating is that all this was leaked to Fox News. That means there's a source in the FBI who's letting Fox News have all this information. And you can bet that that source would have been plugged up if the FBI leadership did not want those leaks to take place, or frankly, if the White House didn't want them to take place. Now, what's entirely possible is that the FBI recommends an indictment of Hillary, and it goes to the Justice Department, and they may or may not accept it, but the fact of the recommendation is very likely to leak, as all this other information did.